the NCR will pull out of this region, allowing our conquest to continue westward unopposed for a time.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at Fallout landmarks that you can go and see right now, because not everything was destroyed in the war.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
The Hoover Dam, Fallout New Vegas.
Selway, Courier. How goes the battle in the east?
Good news indeed.
As you track down the man who shot you in the head, you quickly learn that Vegas is in the middle of a power struggle, literally. Two rival factions are battling over the Hoover Dam, because whoever controls the dam controls Vegas's energy supply. Electricity is coveted in the wasteland. Not only can you visit the NCR side of the dam whenever you like, and indeed you should, because it contains a collectible snow globe, but it's the site of numerous important missions, from protecting or assassinating President Kimball to the game's finale. In real life, it took 5 years to build the Hoover Dam, and roughly 100 people died during construction. It currently draws millions in tourists each year and is nearly 100 years old.
If you should make it down there, unsealing the pipes again will allow us to spill over the enemy like a tide of blood. More than a few if I have my way.
Bar Harbor, Fallout 4.
Alan, this isn't your dock. It belongs to the whole town. That means strangers are welcome.
This small town in Maine is located on Mount Desert Island, referred to only as the Island in Fallout, and draws in plenty of tourists even without its video game association. It appears as the main setting in Fallout 4's Far Harbor DLC, as another example of the post-nuclear world misreading signs and changing names around. Luckily, if you go to Bar Harbor in real life, you'll be treated to delicious seafood and historic architecture. You probably won't be attacked by giant mutated fish and hermit crabs. The chances are low, but never zero. It's also not highly radioactive. You can leave your hazmat suit behind when you head over to enjoy some traditional lobster rolls in Stephen King country.
But you've got to listen to me. Go where I say, when I say it. Still won't be easy.
Reno, Fallout 2.
Yeah, what? Can't you see I'm thinking here? Yeah, I'm listening. This sucks.
The second game in the franchise started to stray beyond California and into Nevada, taking players to the seediest city in the wasteland, New Reno. With its criminal underworld and widespread gambling, in Fallout, it's more Sin City than Sin City itself. Yes, Vegas is tame in comparison. In real life, Reno is another of Nevada's biggest tourist attractions, surrounded by picturesque but dangerous mountains, and also having legalized gambling, which keeps the tourists and the cash rolling in. Fallout 2 is also the only Fallout game that lets you get married, and it's also the only one which you can get divorced. And yes, you have to go to New Reno, specifically the Drunk Cupid Chapel, to do it. Point Pleasant, Fallout 76. With its enormous map, Fallout 76's version of Appalachia is packed full of notable West Virginia landmarks. You can visit Charleston, the state capital, or the New River Gorge Bridge, which remains the biggest bridge in the world outside of China. But we think a more modest location is the most interesting, Point Pleasant. Fans of folklore will know that Point Pleasant is the home of the Mothman, one of America's most recognizable cryptids. Mothmen are dangerous foes who spawn throughout Appalachia, but his cult's base is in Point Pleasant, along with the Mothman Museum. You can also encounter another famous cryptid in Fallout 76, the Flatwoods Monster, which is actually an alien. Fenway Park, Fallout 4.
Yes.
At over 100 years old, Fenway Park remains the MLB's oldest baseball stadium that's still operational. Unfortunately, by the 2280s, it's no longer being used to play baseball at all, and has become the Commonwealth's biggest settlement, though it's closely rivaled by nearby Goodneighbor. With the fond nickname Diamond City, you can acquire an apartment here and complete quests for many of Fallout 4's best characters, Piper and Nick Valentine among them. There's also a memorable quest where you're sent into the city to get some green paint to fix up the wall. Alternately, you can ruin the stadium by getting the wrong paint color and using that instead. Unfortunately, if you visit Fenway Park in real life, they won't let you paint the wall for them. The Strat, Fallout New Vegas. Just as integral to the plot of New Vegas as the Hoover Dam is the Lucky 38. It's the biggest landmark in the game, visible from almost every point on the map, and brighter than the moon at night. It is of course based on the Strat, Vegas's most recognizable casino. Formerly known as the Stratosphere, the enormous tower remains the tallest structure in the whole city. It's a lot easier to visit in real life too, since you don't need to be invited in by the hotel's reclusive owner and his army of robots. You can go all the way to the top and experience the revolving restaurant and the many thrill rides on the roof, neither of which exist in the game. You can go to the restaurant, but it's stationary. It does contain another snow globe though. Old North Church, Fallout 4. The past and the future collide here, as the crypt underneath the Old North Church is the base of the railroad in Fallout 4, dedicated to rescuing synths from the Institute. It was never used as part of the real Underground Railroad, but it is still a crucial piece of American history. Before embarking on his midnight ride to warn militiamen that British soldiers were incoming, Paul Revere told patriots to hang one lantern on the church if the British are coming by land, and famously, two if by sea. You can indeed find two lit lanterns in the steeple if you explore. The statue of Paul Revere near the church is also recreated in-game, as are other landmarks from the American Revolution, like the USS Constitution and Bunker Hill.
What happened to Liam?
I don't know specifically. Neither do you. Read this letter, and then destroy it. We won't talk about this again.
The National Mall, Fallout 3. Nearly all the major landmarks in Fallout 3 are found in the National Mall, the heart of the American government and democracy. The Washington Monument is visible across the Capitol wasteland, as is the distant domed roof of the U.S. Capitol. After braving the city's maze-like metro tunnels, which are thankfully still working here in the real world, you'll finally arrive, able to explore everything from the Air and Space Museum to the Lincoln Memorial. Many of the game's best quests take you to the mall, including the one that sends you to the Capitol building to steal the Declaration of Independence. You can see the ruins of the White House too, though it's been almost completely razed by the war. Los Angeles, Fallout.
They have proven themselves to the church. The rest of us aspire to that.
Though LA is huge in real life and the US's second most populous city, it's a lot smaller in game. This is largely because it was a prime target for nuclear warheads and has been almost completely annihilated. All that remains is Boneyard, and it's sparsely populated. People instead live in places like Junktown and Shady Sands, far outside of the city. It is, however, home to one of the most important locations in the franchise, the Los Angeles Vault, where the Master slowly builds his super mutant army. There are no super mutants in real-life LA, but it remains an important Fallout setting, as the 2024 Fallout series also took place here.
For they will be the last of their race.
Mothership Zeta, Fallout 3.
Shit. You hear that? It's coming again. Get back against the wall now.
In the Fallout games, as in real life, we frequently find ourselves abducted by Zetan aliens and subjected to twisted experiments. Of course, we're kidding. You can't actually visit alien spaceships. Not yet, anyway. The real number one is Goodsprings, Fallout New Vegas.
Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second?
This humble town is where New Vegas begins, after you're shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave. Goodsprings is a former gold rush town with a population of less than 200 in the 2020s, but every year that population increases when the Fallout fans roll into town. Beginning in 2022, the town hosted New Vegas Day, where New Vegas fans arrive and see the town for themselves, which was lovingly recreated in-game. So, not only can you visit Goodsprings, but you should, because the town loves the association with the game. It's now a piece not just of American history and the Old West, but video game history too.
Well, that's a start.
Let us know in the comments if you've been to any of these landmarks.